Hey guys, it's Meg. I am here this week with a new video for you. This is going to be our tarot reading for the week, so if you want to get a message from the cards, please come on in, have a seat, and we'll get started in a moment. Just a few quick things before we get to the cards though. Number one, if you guys like what you see in the video, please go ahead and click the like, subscribe, and the bell buttons. That way you can stay in the loop for when I post new work. I have also included a list of the decks I'm using for the reading, as well as a list of my social media and the timestamps for this video if you want to get in touch with me. If there's a specific part that you want to see, you can go ahead and use the timestamps. My readings do tend to run a little bit long because I like to be as thorough as possible with my reading. And most importantly, I want to take some time to highlight the community that encompasses the LGBTQIA2S+ community. It is Pride Month, and I wanted to express my gratitude and thankfulness that this community exists. There are plenty of vibrant and beautiful souls that make this up. We're going through a lot right now, and I wanted to take a moment to highlight some projects and some organizations that are out there actively working to make the world a safer and more just place for the LGBTQIA+ community to exist in. There is a link in the description. I'm going to change those every week following this. But if you are interested in finding out more about the organization that I've chosen to highlight this week, go ahead and check it out in the description. On top of that, there are some pretty sad and scary things currently going on in my area. And if you've watched the news or if you've seen the social media on this topic, you already know what's going on. I understand that I have a platform and I'm speaking from a place of privilege. But I think we need to really be critical about the information we're getting on the specific issue, and we need to be informed about how we can help those in need if that is something you want to do. For that, I've included a link to the ACLU, the American Civil Liberties Union. I want to leave that with you guys if you want to inform yourselves about how you can help those being affected by what's going on in Los Angeles right now. I personally will not tolerate any slurs, any racial, homophobic, transphobic language. It's not going to fly on this page. So please be aware of that. And also please be aware that I will block and report any language that explicitly suggests that, anything that suggests violence towards me or my community, not just the LGBTQIA+, but also those being affected by what's happening in LA. I also will act accordingly if I need to, if there's something that suggests violence is going to be visited on me or anybody watching my videos. So please be aware of that. Please understand that I want to keep this page safe and open-minded, open-hearted. Life isn't all about love and light. It's about living holy. And by that I mean living authentically and completely in our humanity. And I really hope that those of you watching that will take that to heart and help me achieve that mission. Okay. So I've said my piece on that. I know I've rambled on a little bit longer here, but thank you for being patient here. We're going to get into our main energy. we're going to start with some oracle cards, and then we're going to move into our tarot and see what is going on. Hopefully this gets a complete picture of the energy around us right now. So let's get started. Let's get started and see what we need to see. Okay. All right, so the first card we're going to look at says, I am a spirit having a human experience, and I'm here to get closer to love. Okay. Okay. Alrighty. There's that. Okay. We have the Trailblazer. Okay, let's get that there. We have the Trailblazer. Okay. There's the Trailblazer. Okay. We have the River Queen, which says flow, letting go, and natural movement. I love that card. Fun fact about me, I actually really appreciate mermaids. Okay. So there is the River Queen. Okay. Alrighty. And we have confidence, which is so perfect as a bookend to this, the start of this reading here. Okay, because it takes confidence to be a trailblazer in your own life. It takes confidence to find a path that is uniquely your own, right? And it takes confidence to lead yourself down that path. Okay, because there's a lot of noise. There's so much noise in this world. I mean, I said it not a minute ago, right? But it takes confidence. It takes courage. It takes a lot of courage to step off the beaten path and just be your own person, be authentically you, right? It also means, yes, going with the flow. Obviously, that's the first phrase that leapt into mind about seeing this card. Obviously, there's going with the flow. But it takes releasing your self-doubt, releasing your fear, taking the first step into the unknown. Okay. It's imperative that you take the time to reflect on how you personally can do that. Okay. Yes, I heard that in my head, but I'm getting here because this motif here is suggesting that your intuition is really needing to speak to you right now, and taking some time to be quiet and taking some time to be quiet and present with yourself. Okay, again, tune out the noise, block out the voices that are maybe speaking badly of you or negatively about what you want to do. Okay, you are in this world. Okay, and at some point reality will have to be faced. Okay, you are a spiritual energy in a human body. Okay, and that comes with the reality that we're living in now. Okay, disappointing as it is sometimes, it's not all the time, sometimes it is. It's a matter of showing up for yourself, right? Sometimes you have to show up for yourself. Okay, let's see. Let's get into our tarot. The way I'm going to do this here is that I'm going to continue reading on the main energy that I'm picking up, but I'm also going to look at the hidden energy as well as some clarifying energy, and I do have a bonus reading at the very end. So we'll see what we need to see for all of those. But let's continue with the main energy and see what we need to see from it. Okay, what do we need to see from our tarot? Okay, what do we need to see from our tarot? Okay, well, I've got 3 cards here. Let's look at the 6 of coins. Okay, we've got the 6 of coins. Okay, here's the 6 of coins. Okay, this is the page of coins. Here it's the page of discs. Same thing though. Princess of discs, page of coins. Okay, it's the page of coins, and we have the 10 of cups. Perfect. I love seeing this card for this month. Did I say 10 of coins? I meant to say 10 of cups. Either way, both good cards. We're going to look at the 10 of cups this time. Okay, so there is the 10 of cups. Okay, so starting off here, I think we're in a good enough place to understand how the flow of our energy is moving here, specifically where it comes to being able to give and receive equally. Okay, I'm getting here with the 6 of coins. Okay, we're in 6 of coins. So let me bring up the 10 of cups here. We're in a place where we're feeling a lot. Generally, I would read the 10 of cups as very positive, a very emotional card, and you can tell that that's what's being portrayed in the image on the card right now. I love that energy. Okay, but I think it's only right and fair to acknowledge the flip side of that, and that there is a lot going on in the world. It would be foolish and stupid of us to deny that. Okay, so yes, while we might be in a good place, there are other people who aren't. Okay, and this is what's giving us the energy to say, hey, actually, I have a means of reaching out. I have a means of amplifying certain things that need to be amplified. Okay, I'm in a place where I can do that for somebody because somebody has done that for me. Somebody has stepped up and helped me. Somebody has said, hey, you're not alone. You really are not alone. Okay. And I think that might be important for some of you to hear. If you're feeling lost, if you're feeling outside of your own control, please know that it's possible to get back to feeling a version of normal that you deserve to feel. Okay. On that note, though, we do have this Princess of Discs. I'm going to read this as the Page of Pentacles, Page of Coins. Getting back to that sense of normalcy and peace. Maybe peace is a factor in that. I'm going to leave that to you to decide. That's going to require some that's going to require you to stay grounded, and that's going to require you to look at the things you're trying to grow and tend to. Okay. Again, we do have this go with the flow card. We do have a card that acknowledges your humanity in this world. Okay. Acknowledges your humanity from the perspective of a little bundle of spiritual energy. Okay. And you are important, you are special, you are so very much needed, because I believe for some of you might be feeling very voiceless and very lost. Okay. very voiceless, very lost. Those things are coming for you right from here, and it's strong emotion. Okay, you have the ability to maybe pause and reflect. Okay, that's I don't know if that's a good way of closing that. One thing I will say though is if you have a different interpretation of the cards and feel safe to leave those in the comments, please do. I would love to get other interpretations from you if that's what you would like to do. But for some of you, let me summarize the cards here. For some of you, you're feeling in a good place to do the work to help, and some of you might not be in that place, and that's okay. You can get there if you want to, but please let your journey be your own. Go with the flow and do what's natural and right for you. Okay. Okay. What else do we need to see? Okay, what else do we need to see? What else here? Ooh, wow, okay. Clearly, we are getting some spicy cards coming out here. Okay. We have the 7 of coins. Okay. We have the 7 of coins. Okay. We have the star. Okay. We have the star. Okay. We have the star. And we also have the moon. Okay. So what I'd like to address, I'd like to go back to those of you who are potentially feeling a little bit down on yourselves right now. Okay. Things might look a bit murky. They look a bit weird. They're not as clear as you would like for them to be. Okay. And they're not as clear as you'd like for them to be, because you're at a place where maybe it feels like you're at an impasse with something. Okay. I'm getting here with the 7 of coins. You've gotten yourself to a point where you are going to have to, you really are going to have to step back and make a decision here. Okay. There has been progress. You're starting to see things come to fruition, but maybe they're not in fruition like you thought they would be. Okay. And that's where the 7 of coins comes in, because you're standing back and looking at this thing. It's like, well, I'm here. What do I do? The problem is that, yeah, you're here and you've made progress and you should be grateful. Well, yes, be grateful that you got to do this. What I meant to say was that you should be very proud of yourself that you made it to this point. Okay, because I'm sensing that potentially some of you had some doubts, had some things that held you back for a little bit, but you did it anyway and you've gotten yourself here. Now you're kind of starting to question, well, is this worth it? Is this what I want to do from here forward? Okay, you're not quite sure because you have the star and the moon. Okay, you're not really sure where to look, how to game plan. Okay, things are dark. Things really, really are dark. Okay, it's not clear just yet. That's okay. You know what? That's okay. Where your dreams are concerned, because to me the moon is not only dreams and creativity and intuition, it's also, the flip side of that is that it's ego and fear and darkness and not seeing what's coming next. Okay? Like I said, things are murky. Things don't look as clear as you'd like for them to be. But there is a way to get through this. And if you stay true to who you are, who you want to be, your authentic, genuine self, if you grasp onto that and don't let it go, okay, that's your North Star. That's your truth. That's your guidance. Like I said at the very beginning in the oracle reading, your intuition wants to speak to you right now. Okay? Your intuition wants to speak to you right now. And it's important that you give yourself the time to let that voice come through. This is a whisper. This isn't a shout. Okay? This is your truth. Okay? The truth doesn't need a loud voice. It needs presence. Okay? It needs presence. And, you know, I love that the cards we're getting together, because where it comes to making your decisions, your intuition is your best friend. Okay? Your intuition is your best friend. All right? Let's see what else we need to see. What else do we need to see, please? What else do we need to see? What else? Okay. Okay. Oh, I love this deck. Okay, we're going to look at the Four of Cups. Okay. We're seeing the Four of Cups. All right. We have the Four of Cups. All right. Four of Cups. You've got the Ten of Wands. Okay. There's the Ten of Wands. Okay. There's your Ten of Wands. And we have the Seven of Cups. Okay. We have the Seven of Cups. I don't think I've ever seen this card in this deck. It's interesting. It's kind of pretty. Disagree with me in the comments if you want to, but this is kind of pretty. I like this card, at least the way the card is rendered here. But we're gonna talk about it though. Part of the reason why there's this sense of you needing to pause and reflect is that there might be some fear there's some fear of failure. Okay, there is some fear of failure. Again, you're being presented with the choice. Okay, you do have a choice here. All right, we'll talk about specifics here with the Seven of Cups, but let me get there first. You have the Four of Cups here, and this is, to me, especially when I take it in context of this reading so far, this is you acting, you know, all of the choices you've made up till now have been through the lens of, I have failed at doing something that mattered to me before. I don't want to fail at this, but I'm being offered choices and I'm being offered opportunities that I can't necessarily get on board with because I'm afraid of getting sidetracked. I'm afraid of failing at this thing I'm trying to do. I don't want to get sidetracked. There are certain things that I've chosen to focus on that are just, they matter, but I don't know how much more they matter to me. You know what I mean? Like it's this thing. It's like, yeah, I could do it. Cool. Hey, okay. what else do you want, right? I'm in a place where I'm looking at the things I have and being really disappointed and disillusioned by them. Okay. And there's that. I do think that this disillusionment and this disappointment is putting you in a place of feeling very burdened by it. Okay. We have the 10 of Wands here. So you're carrying this weight on your back. Okay, you're carrying this weight on your back because not only do you have choices to make, not only do you have choices to make, but you're holding on to those choices as if they're burdens when, maybe they are. Maybe they feel really weighty and the choices that you're trying to suss out are going to have an effect on your future, and they always do. Okay. But you're afraid of it having such an adverse effect on your future that you just no, I don't want to face it. I don't have to face it right now. It's a bridge I'll cross when I get there. Well, sorry, hi, you're already at that bridge. You do have to cross that bridge at some point. Okay. What are you taking with you? Okay, you have to choose what you're going to take with you, because otherwise you're going to have this thing on your back that isn't serving you. Ultimately, what's disappointed you, what's hurt you, what you fear is going to cause you to fail, all of those things don't serve you. Okay? And you're being presented, I think the option here is that you're being presented with the idea of whether you take those hurts and those disappointments with you, or you put them down and cross the bridge unburdened. Okay. Now I just noticed, I'm gonna get that in there. That's a moon motif here. So again, things are not comfortable. Things are murky. Things are weird. It doesn't mean that you have to stay stuck in it, but you also have to listen to yourself to figure out what your next move is going to be. Okay? Okay? Let's see what else we need to see. What else do we need to see? What else do we need to see? What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? Sorry. Okay. Aha. All right. Well, that's interesting. We're going to start with the Eight of Swords with this one. All right. We got the Eight of Swords. Okay, we've got the Eight of Swords. All right. So Eight of Swords. Okay. The Eight of Swords, we've got the Six of Wands. Okay. Eight of Swords, Six of Wands. Let me get that down in frame. There we go. Six of Wands. Okay. And we have the Ace of Wands. Okay. There is the Ace of Wands. Okay. Okay. So let me hype you up for a minute. I'm gonna hype you up for a minute, because where you have been feeling stuck and uncomfortable, okay? You have also allowed yourself to grow. You've gotten yourself to a place where you've made good progress on your goals, okay? But you're not feeling good about it, okay? You're feeling kind of stuck. You don't know where to go next, okay? And I want to highlight that with the Eight of Swords here, okay? This could be physical stuckness, which is just not comfy. That's no. But I want to take this from a mental standpoint, because the Suit of Swords is associated with the mental and intellectual space. Okay, these are your ideas, these are your perspectives, this is the way you view your world. Okay, and right now, I feel like some of you are maybe feeling a little bit stuck in a rut mentally. Okay, what I mean by the fact that I want to empower you here is that you are not really as stuck as you believe. Okay, yeah, I want you to see this character. Yeah, she's bound up. She can't really use her hands, but her legs are not bound. She's not totally bound up to her shoulders. Okay, she has the ability. This character has the ability to remove her blindfold and look at what she has around her, because she has the tools to get out of her rut. Okay, likewise, so do you. Okay, you're not as stuck as you believe. Okay, you're not as stuck as you believe you are. Okay, I want you to look at the card again and then think about what I just said. Okay, if you go ahead and write it down. Please write it down. If you get anything out of this reading, you're okay to share it if you feel safe. Okay, I would love to see it in the comments if you feel safe, right? Okay. More importantly than that, okay, I want you to understand here that the work you've done to put yourself here, even if it feels like you're in a rut, you've gotten yourself to this moment, and you should be so proud of yourself. Okay, you should be very proud of yourself. You've gotten yourself here. The victory that is this achievement is yours. Okay, people are gonna see it. People see it. People see your efforts. Like, hell yeah, that person did it. Let's go. Let's go. Okay, people are celebrating your victory with you. Okay, you've earned this. You've earned this victory. Okay, it might be the smallest thing ever, and it's like, why are we hyping that up? Well, let's hype it up. Okay, please, let's hype it up. You've gotten yourself here. Okay, and even if you're not ready for it, sure, that's okay too. That's okay too. Even if this is a quiet celebration, it deserves to be celebrated nonetheless, because people are seeing how hard you're working to get yourself out of the rut. Okay? Also, especially cool is that something new is being sparked. Okay? You have this opportunity to really put something new into a passion, into a new idea, a new thing to explore. Something has inspired you and it's lit a fire for you. It might be very small, and it might just be a little ember that you're working on tending. Okay, but it's there. It's there. It's there. Okay, it's there. It's up to you what you do to release your bindings and get going on it. Okay? Okay? So that was the main energy. That was the main energy, and I'm kind of excited to see what's hidden underneath all of that. Okay? There is some energy underneath of the main energy that I want to explore with you guys. So let's see what that is. Okay? So for our hidden energy, we have the 5 of coins. Okay, we have the 5 of coins. If you want to be deck specific, this would be the 5 of discs, but same thing here. 5 of coins. Okay, the 5 of coins. Okay, we have judgment. Yep, needed to see this. We have judgment. Okay, have the judgment. Okay, alrighty. We have the Page of Cups. Ooh, okay, we have the Page of Cups. Okay, and the Page of Cups. And we have the Tower. Okay, so we have the Tower. Yeah. Well, here's the deal. Okay, we're so worried about the world, all of its catastrophes. We're worried about how that is going to affect us. We're just worried. We got a lot on our plates. We got a lot to worry about. Okay. Just so much going on. So much going on. And I don't need, you can watch the news cycle if you want to. Yeah, it's too much. That's too much. And for those of you who are really feeling it, I know what you mean. Trust me, I know what you mean. It's not fun. It's not easy. We feel like we're going this journey alone a lot of the time. Okay? And we don't know how to handle, well, maybe we do know how to handle the sudden change. It just feels powerfully catastrophic when it does. Okay? And I think part of this for some of you has been that you're kind of expecting this to happen, this crumbling to happen, so you worry and you fuss and you lose sleep. Maybe some of you are losing sleep over it. It's emotional. It's a deeply emotional time. I'm bringing up this Page of Cups here because you're very attached to what you're feeling, and that's okay. That's certainly okay. I want you to acknowledge it. I want you to rest with it. I want you to sit with it for a little bit. Because, like I said a couple of minutes ago, your intuition is trying to tell you something. It's trying to speak to you. Okay? What I want you to understand is that even as tough as these emotions are, even if it is the scariest thing you've ever gone through, okay, you do have support. You do have people behind you who love you, who care about you, who need you to, if not be okay, at least understand that you don't have to navigate these changes by yourself. Okay, I want you to notice this person. I've read the guidebook for this deck, and the scenario, very obviously here, is that this character here is experiencing some severe medical issues. Okay, and of course that brings a lot of worry, but there's a doctor character here. Okay, and that to me suggests that you're supported, you're not alone. Okay, you're supported, you're not alone. okay? And whatever's crumbling away is gonna hurt to lose, right? Let's not ignore that fact. Excuse me. But it might be making space for something more than you would expect. I don't know. It's going to take time to find that out. And that's what I think that's part of what I think you're being advised to listen to and take. Okay. Okay. Um, like I said, this is also deeply emotional. You are very much attached to your emotions. And you're not making a secret of them either. I don't think you're making a secret of them either, because we also have the Ten of Cups, and this is so emotional. This is so emotional for you. Okay, again, hammering home the idea that you are not alone with this. I love capybaras. I'm one of those. I'm that nerd. Anyway, and capybaras are known for being very chill, very, very, I would say, happy-go-lucky animals. I have not met a capybara in real life, and it is a goal of mine. However, I want you to notice the little bird on this capybara's back. Okay, this is why I say you really are not alone. Okay, you are not alone going through this experience. Okay, eventually you're going to come to a place where you can release this thing that you're holding on to, where you can release, well, frankly, it's worry it's a lot of worry that you're holding on to right now. Okay, you will maybe, and hopefully you will get to a place where you can let it go, where you can release it, where you don't have to live in this dark little spot. Okay, let me get up the Eight of Swords from the last reading here. You have what it takes to release it. Okay, but I want you to give yourself time to process it and do yourself justice during this time. Okay, because I'm not going to say it's easy. It's not. It's not. Doing this work is not easy. And I don't ever want you to feel like I'm implying that it is. Okay? It's not. It's not easy. Releasing what worries you is not easy. Okay? Sometimes it's a burden on your shoulders. Okay? Yeah, that was our hidden energy. Final thought on the matter is that this is what our intuition is trying to say. Okay? It's time to get deep with your heart and figure out what you need to do next. Okay? Once again, easier said than done. Okay? Let's move on. Okay? I do have some clarifying energy for you, and I want to talk about that a little bit, because maybe all of this can make sense of what we just saw. That was a lot. There's a lot of information there. Let's see what we need to see from our clarifying energy. Okay. So we're going to see the Four of Cups. Here's a repeat card. Okay. So there is a Four of Cups. Okay. There's the Four of Cups. Okay. Four of Cups. All right. We've got the Three of Wands. Okay, we've got the Three of Wands. Okay, Four of Cups, Three of Cups. We have the Hanged Man. Okay, we've got the Hanged Man. I love that it's a possum too. Hanged Man, there it is. And we have the Knight of Wands. Okay. Okay. So with this clarifying energy, I want to look at the Hanged Man and the Four of Cups, because the phrase I'm hearing is that it's time to view your disappointments from a different angle. Okay. Something happened and it really sucked. It hurt you. It disappointed you. It put you in a place where you're not particularly feeling good about it. Okay. So it happened. What you're being called for is to look at it from a different perspective. Maybe that perspective is if it wasn't you, then maybe it would have happened to somebody else. I'm not saying be grateful for what happened. I'm saying, okay, it happened. It happened. What can I do to maybe reframe it? Am I okay to try that right now? If not, cool. Hey, cool. This, maybe reframing the situation you're in, maybe of help. Okay. And you're certainly being called to try that. Okay. What you need to do is try it in your own time when you're feeling safe to, because I feel that some of you are experiencing something potentially bigger than what I can, what I have the privilege of knowing. Okay. Yeah, so reframing the things that have hurt you and disappointed you. Okay. Where you are, for some of you, you feel like you're standing right on the precipice and the door's open. You can see the horizon ahead of you. Okay. But you're being called to still be patient. You have some preparation left to do. Okay. You're not quite ready to get on your ship yet, but your ship is coming in. Okay. Your ship is coming in. Okay. And while there are still preparations to be made, okay, there's going to be a point at which you can get on the ship and you can you can make for that horizon. Okay. And it will be yours to chase. Okay. There's some things that you need to do first. Okay. There's some things that you need to do first with that. So let's pause. Let's pause for a minute. I need some water. So if you are in that same boat, get some water, please. This is your hydration reminder. Okay, there's your hydration reminder. Okay. I do have a bonus reading for you. We're gonna do. It's gonna be quick. It's just gonna be some Oracle and Tarot. And I can't guarantee that it's gonna tie into the main reading or if it's gonna be completely separate. But we'll see what we need to see for our bonus reading. Okay. Okay. Excuse me. Excuse me again here. Okay. So for our bonus tarot or bonus oracle here rather, it says, when I am in alignment with the love of the universe, peace cannot be disrupted. Okay. So there's that. Okay. All right. We have the oracle. Ooh, perfect. Ooh, I love that. Okay. Excuse me. We have the oracle. Okay. We have the oracle. We have the Dragon's Duel, which represents inner conflict, morality, and the conscious choice. Okay. We have the Dragon's Duel. Okay. 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 And we have rejection. It's like, okay, let's just start here. Ow. Oh my God, this hurts. What am I missing? I'm not allowed to do this thing, right? Yeah, there's that. You were rejected from doing something. You were stopped from doing something you really wanted. You got rejected for a job that maybe you really needed, right? Urgh, sucks. Kind of sucks. Even worse that it's putting you in some inner conflict with yourself because maybe you're questioning your worth, and yeah, maybe you're questioning your self-worth, your self-esteem. Am I really as good as I think I am? Bestie, here's the thing. This hurts, and I want you to feel it. I want you to acknowledge it. I want you to be present with it. Okay, but I also want you to realize that this rejection happened to keep you from doing something or being in a place that isn't serving you. Okay, maybe this job that you were applying for sounded really good. The pay was great. The hours are great. You were going to get benefits. You were going to be well compensated for your skills and your time. But you would have had to sacrifice time with your family. You would have had to sacrifice hobbies. You would have had to give up a lot of things that aligned with you in order to do this thing. Okay? Your instinct at one point was saying, okay, yes, maybe you were aware that that was going to happen. And the rejection that came from that saved you from being truly unhappy. Okay? I don't know if you buy for this, but the phrase rejection is divine protection. You don't have to buy into that. That's totally okay. But you were given the opportunity to not only stay in alignment, but also find something potentially better. Okay? Because of that, you're being asked to listen to your intuition. Again, your intuition is trying to speak to you here. So it does tie into the main reading. Cool, love that. Your intuition is trying to speak to you right now. And how are you going to listen to it? What are you going to do with it? What are you going to do for it? Okay. There's our bonus oracle. Let's see our bonus tarot. Okay. Okay. All right. Our bonus tarot is going to start with the Two of Cups. I love saying this. Okay. We've got the Two of Cups. Okay. Here's our Two of Cups. We have our Two of Cups. We have our Three of Swords. Okay. We have our Three of Swords. Okay. We have our Three of Swords. All right. We have our Queen of Wands. Okay, we have our Queen of Wands. Queen of Wands. Okay, and we have the High Priestess. Which, I mean, if this isn't suggesting you listen to your intuition, I don't know what is. Okay, but the High Priestess right off the bat, this is intuition, this is experience, this is exactly what I've been saying this whole reading. Okay, you are in to gain so much experience and so much wisdom from pausing and listening to your intuition. Okay. Okay. Even through what has caused you hurt, what has caused you pain, what has given you a bleeding wound. Okay, hopefully not physical. I would hate to know if it was physical. And if that's the case, please, if you can, get medical attention. Please, please, please don't let that hurt you. Okay. Case in point, you've had some pains, you've had some things that have caused you some deep, deep hurts. Okay, again, we talked about rejection. Okay, that has caused you to come out of what you thought was going to align. Okay, it didn't. Well, now you're being given the space to pause, reflect, integrate, okay? Try and find a happy balance between, what you know and what you're learning, okay? And keep in mind, this is important. I want you to listen to this, please. Keep in mind that you are an inspiration to someone. People see your effort. People see your work. People see what you're trying to do, and they love you for trying. You don't have anything else to prove. Okay? You don't have to do this for anybody other than yourself. Okay? Okay? So that's that. I'm going to stop the reading for now. I will be back next week with a new one. Thank you for listening. If you have made it this far into the reading, I love you so much. Again, this reading will be time stamped. And one thing I did forget to mention in this video is that I do take private readings. So if you feel safe in requesting that from me, please go ahead and do so. There is going to be a QR code somewhere on the screen, so please look out for it if you are interested. Again, that's an option, not an obligation. So please follow your heart there. Yeah, that's it for now, guys. Again, I'll be back next week. Until then, please stay safe. Please stay safe. I love you guys so much. I hope to see you back soon. I will be back. I love you guys once again. I will see you soon. Bye, everybody.